Alrighty then, welcome to another edition of Metallist Math. This is part 4 in our series on GED math practice. Today we're going to do questions 16 through 20, so let's go ahead and hop right in there. Alright, so this says translate and solve the equation. Yeah, people don't like these, but hopefully we can help you out with this. So it says 7 less than twice a number is 15. Find the number. Okay. So the thing we want to do here is break this down piece by piece. All right, so anytime you see 7 less, that means at some point there's going to be 7 is going to be subtracted. The number is always going to be x. Twice the number means 2x. So we got 2x and then 7 less, so minus 7 is basically the same thing as saying equals. So that's 15. Okay, so now we're set up. We just go ahead and do standard algebra stuff. So again, I've been doing the thing where I just move it to the other side and switch the sign, but you can still do the algebraic version of adding 7 to both sides to get rid of these guys. Then you get 2x. That's what we want. We want variables on that side. We want numbers on this side. Okay? So then once we do that, you just divide by the number in front of the x. We get x equals 11. All right. Next up, it says, which inequality represents a number no more than 34? Okay, so no more than 34 means 34 is included. Okay, can't be more than 34, but it can be 34. Okay, so that being said, that means these two guys are out because this does not include the number 34. So no more, so that means it's going to be something that is less than. And with these inequality signs, think of the arrow always points to the smaller one. So if the number we're talking about is less than 34, then the x has to point towards the inequality has to point towards the x. So that's our guy there. So these aren't too bad so far. Okay, so here we've got negative 3x is less than 12. Okay, so we solve these guys exactly the same way except for one thing. If we happen to multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to change the sign in the other direction. And once we do the problem, I'll tell you why that is. Okay, so adding and subtracting is fine. That doesn't change your sign. It's only multiplication or division by a negative, which is going to happen this time because we've got the negative 3 here, so we need to divide by the negative 3 and divide by the negative 3. So we have positive 12 divided by negative 3. That's going to be minus 4. So right away we know these guys are out. Okay. So here's the original thing, right? But we divided by the negative number, which means we got to flip him in the other direction. Okay. So that means this is going to be our guy. Now the reason for this flip is, think of it this way, back to grade school in the old number line thing. All right. So say we're over here at negative 2. Okay. So in order to get to negative 2, we have to move 2 to the left. But now suppose that we multiply this by negative 2. Well, negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Where's that on the number line? It'd be like over here someplace. So notice, in order to get from 0 to the 4, we have to go in this direction. Okay? So we've switched directions, and that's why they switched the sign on these inequalities. Okay, so that's just a little background knowledge that nobody ever seems to tell you. All right, moving on. Okay, so this was a little funky looking. I'm going to rewrite it. So this is really s over 3 minus 8 is less than 12. Okay, so first thing we want to do, we want to get the 8 to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and add him here, add him here. Okay. So minus 8 plus 8 is 0. That's why we did that. Now we have the s over 3. Okay. And then we got this guy. Now, since we added, we don't have to change anything, and this guy's going to be 20. Okay. So now we have over 3. So normally we've got the number up here in this area, right? But not right now. This one's below. So think of it this way. It's kind of an upstairs, downstairs thing. I've got this guy downstairs. If I move him upstairs, and I've got 3 over 3, which is technically 1, which means I had to multiply the other side by 3. So then S is greater than. What did I do here? I did something wrong. Well, this is a 4, not a 12. I was ahead of schedule there. So this guy, so we've got 4, so this is going to be 12. My bad, guys. So 12 times 3 is going to be 36. But that's a good example of when you think you're doing something right and you get to the answer and go, wait a minute, something went wrong. But we know something went wrong, so we can go back and take a look at it. Now, we didn't need to change our sign at any point. So that meant this guy and this guy was out automatically. And since we had 4, we had a positive 4. And then we added the 8 to it, so we had a positive 12. And we didn't divide by a negative number, so it's still going to be positive. So that's our guy there. So that actually turned out to be sort of a accidental way to look at something and say, wait a minute, I think I'm doing this right, but I'm not getting the right answer. So I go back and take a look. Okay? All right, last one for today. So it says, Cindy sells homemade pies for $5 each, which is cheap for a pie, I guess. Cindy needs to sell how many pies, sell blank pies, in order to earn $200. So we're saying $5 for each pie, and we'd like to make. So again, just a simple algebra question. Just go ahead and divide by the number in front of your x, where x is the number of pies in this case. So then we get x equals 40. All right. Once again, guys, I appreciate you listening. Hoping this is helping you out. Hoping you get your GED so you can get on with your life and do what you want. And once again, like and subscribe and make any comments that you might have. And we'll see you all next time.